spirituality and management. He has published a good number of research papers and articles in reputed international and national journals and books. He is also a resource person to various government training centers, HRDs of different universities. He published around 40 research papers in national and international journals, participated and presented papers in more than 50 national and international conferences. He authored 2 books and editorial board member in 4 journals. More than 19 conferences, workshops, and FTPs organized by him. Guided 4 PhD and MPhil scholars. He delivered 200 plus lectures on spirituality, human resource management, stress management, religions, and life skills on various platforms, including government training centers like HRD's district training centers. He is trainer in life skills, personality development, stress management, heartfulness, meditation trainer, and other related areas. He designed the life skills, stress free life professional development skills programs for universities, colleges, and corporate sector. He is member in professional bodies like Global Organization for Stress USA, All India Management Association New Delhi, Indian Society for Applied and Behavioral Sciences, International Economic Development Research Central, Hong Kong, International Society for Development and Society, Japan, Teachers and Education Research Association, Life Member, International Center for Economic, Humanities and Management, Malaysia, Life Member, South Asia Management Association. He has completed research project sponsored by Maulana Azad National University, Hyderabad, and pursuing another research project sponsored by ICSSR, New Delhi. To his credit, Sir has received many awards like APJ Abdul Kalam Excellence Award in Academic Excellence by Navakala Vedic at Hyderabad, 15th October 2020. Exemplary Educationist Award given by Indo Global Chamber of Commerce and Industries at Pune on 22nd April 2018. Received Young Educationist and Motivator Award from South Asia Management Association in 9th International Conference of South Asia Management Association held from 27 to 29 January 2018. Received Best Teacher Award from Vignan Engineering College. Received Best Teacher Award from Vignan University. I am happy to introduce such an eminent speaker for this second day national webinar. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your introduction. Thank you, sir, for your introduction. Let us invite Dr. Sheikh Kamaruddin to take over the session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you very much, Sambasivudu sir, and who is my friend also, and for your warm and deliberate welcome to JMJ College. And again, after a long time, after leaving Vignan University in 2012, and again, I happen to hear from JMJ. Thank you very much for being a part of this 2 days the national webinar on intellectual property rights. And this is I am chairperson, Dr. Shaini KP ma'am, principal, and convener Sudhakaraya sir, co-convener Sambasivudu sir, and organizing secretary Vanja ma'am, and members Nagajyoti ma'am and the Sheila ma'am, and my other invited speakers, Professor Venkateswara sir and Jyoti madam. Thank you very much and for being in this national webinar. Thank you very much to everybody. Here today's we are organizing this intellectual property rights. So one a basic aspect before going to this what is what of this intellectual property rights. Generally, if you see that there are the three words intellectuality and the property and the rights. Forget about the technical aspects of the commerce management, all this jugglery of the terms. Let us apply how it is more relevant to our day-to-day life and how we could not recognize that the significance and the importance of intellectual property rights. And this is also most relevant area since it is very much needed in this globalization context. Everybody should have to know their rights and to protect their intellectual, what we say that intellectual productions of so many things. That is what we are missing. If you take the case of the most of Eastern countries means that is the Oriental countries like India, Japan, India, this is the Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Thailand, and most of these countries we are very much knowledgeable, but we never protect our knowledge systems with us, and because our philosophies, the religious philosophies, most of the religious philosophies were bounded by will speak about that's the share the knowledge, and they never talk about the how to protect in the legal framework. So now this is after the ones. If you take the case of the context of the need of this intellectual property rights, the world is the business world, especially the business world and the society and the systems are changing very drastically. If you examine that before 91 and after 91, and another landmark is after 2010, and another landmark is and this is the 2020. For the last 30 years, there has been a drastic changes that has come in the front of the business, trade, commerce aspects of the world. Since everybody is moving to globalization, almost all moved, and now the businesses have become the global, and every international products, everything is in front of your doors. Earlier you used to only hear, array, this is in America, this is in UK, this is made in China, this is made in Japan. Now within it is now all the products except something, all the products are except something, it is a clicks distance. Clicks distance means through e-commerce platforms you can order and you can get it. These are the drastic changes. Here, what in case of in India, what we missed is, and we are producing a lot of knowledgeable things, but we are unable to protect these things in your name. Your inventions are not being protected by yourself. Your properties are not being properly protected by yourself. So in this, the earlier there was a protected environment was there, means economy, means that is the businesses were only limited to the particular country, and before the globalization, and there was the businesses happened to take place within the boundaries of a particular nation. There was the very less chances to transfer your technologies, your knowledge to the other nations. But once we open the doors for the globalization and other countries to make the business anywhere else, any part in the globe, any part in the world, and there's automatically the new patterns and the new challenges. A new dimension has arisen, that is that we have to protect our brain childs, like the inventions, our copyrights, our intellectual aspects are to be protected on our own names. Let us come with a simple aspect. I think that you may have the 4 acres land or the 4 cents or the 5 cents of the land. Can you call it a property or not? You have your own house, you call it a property, it is visible. And you call that that is you have the 1 acre the land, and you say that it is my property. and you will be protected with by making some fencing around it. And every time you go and check it, suppose if anybody tries to encroach it and you approach to the court and to protect from the encroachments, and you there are the a system of laws are designed that laws will give the protection, and for the sake of the justice you approach to the court and the get the justice and come back and to protect your land or house or your vehicle or something else. To that extent we are aware of this is my property. Since this is my property, I do have rights on it. So since I do have rights on it, and to protect my rights, there are certain laws have been formulated. And thus laws are to be protected and interpreted by particular agency that is called the court. That's called the judicial system. So everyone is aware of these things, no? Are there any people, those who are not aware of it? From a small child, he will say that if he is given a toy, he says that it is my property. And from childhood to the old age man, and everybody is having the aware, this is my property, I have the rights, and he knows and how to protect his rights and our properties and all these things. So that much awareness we do have regarding these physical properties which are visible, which comes hereditarily or via media or else. Now the challenge is in this webinar, just there are the property. Now we discussed and the rights, and we come to know that is authority we do have on particular product, authority and we do have particular land, authority we do have on particular house or vehicle. It is called the what we say that rights. Suppose you purchased a small car, and what happens? Can anybody use your car without your permission? Can anybody steals your car? Suppose if somebody steals, what would you do? We approach to police station and court of law. Is it or not? So how you can say that this is my car, and how you can say that this is my property? Because there are certain registration agencies are there. You will go, they will allot a number, and they say that this is the Maruti Desire is your car, this is your number, so nobody can steal. This is the property way, and you are protecting on your name. Is it or not? We know, we are very much aware of all these things. Automatically this process will take place. This is the rights, this is the properties. We do have a lot of awareness. But when we come to the case of the things, even though we are the educated people, even though we are in the helm of highly intellectual professions, I am using the word, we are highly in intellectual professions. Who is an intellectual? Who thinks more? Who thinks differently? Who provides the solutions in a new dimensions to the problems? Who creates the new things? Who gives a new way of thinking to the society, new way of thinking to the organization, new way of thinking to the business, and this new, which is not there earlier. This is what we say, that is the new, which is not there earlier. So it is the product of your own intelligence. I think that I'm slowly trying to make you clear, because when we come to these webinars and the seminars, we discuss in a more big and hi-fi way, and these are the products and this is the those so and so things, but it is good. But the basic root, it should be installed in all our minds, because this is the need of the hours to have the aware of intellectual property rights. What are the places, especially those who those who develop the intellectuals? This is the universities, this is the colleges, this is the R&D centers, and this is the premier and excellent institutes. And these all are the places where where the bundles, tons of the knowledge is produced, and a huge number of innovations and inventions will take place. Huge number of the solutions are provided, and there are almost all 48 central universities, number of eminence of the excellent institutes, number of colleges, number of almost more than 35,000 degree colleges and aided colleges and degree colleges are working, and there are huge number of other bodies are working, and what they are doing. All these institutions which I mentioned, they are producing the intellectuals to the society. They have been doing the intellectual work, either it is called the research or whatever it may be in the name given. So once if you start working, once if you are doing the research, once if you are making something new, and you design something, and you put it in the market, and you suppose some one example, you designed a new kind of pen, and you need not write and continuously. Suppose if you put the pen, and if you give the what we say that instructions, if the pen goes on moving writing something else, was it there earlier? Just I am again repeating. There is we are using the pens. How we are using the pen to write, and we are taking into the hand, and we are writing with our hand, and line to line, line by line, we are writing, we are going on writing. Suppose there is the possibility, there is a new invention suddenly you did, a new invention suddenly you made it in your laboratories, and just you keep the pen on the paper. If you start telling through your voice, it start receiving the messages, and it start writing on its own whatever you say on your paper. This may be an innovation in future. This may be an innovation in the future. This may be an invention in the future. And this is the brainchild of your idea. This is the brainchild of your visualization. Yes, this is called intellectual. That newly designed pen is called property, and authority you have on that particular innovation is called the right. And you are the X who designed this new pen, and you are the person who have the rights, and you are it is the brainchild of your intelligence, that is called your intellectuality. So that pen is your property, you have the right on that, since it is generated, it is produced because of your intellectuality. This is called the intellectual property rights. Somewhere else, some of the friends, this happens quite naturally. Somewhere else, your friend or somewhere else somebody stolen your pen. Then how do you protect yourself? So once if you invented a new idea, and you are to register, as you are registering your property in the registration office, as you are registering your vehicle in the RTO office on your name, so immediately you have to your invention of your new pen is to be registered in the intellectual property name. That is called the intellectual property laws, IPR laws. There are certain laws. There is called the IPR registration system. There are certain laws. These laws will protect you, your intellectual products. These laws protect you, your intellectual ideas. So this is the very important and essential aspect of to protect your property of your intellectuality, that is called the intellectual property rights and intellectual property laws. A law is nothing but a safeguard of the set of the rules, a safeguard and the safety provided to a concerned party. So the laws which are related to your intellectuality and the invention is called the intellectual property laws. So this is the awareness. Really appreciate to all the organizers and the patrons and the principal for opting as intellectual property rights as an issue to be discussed in the national webinar. because it's very much essential. This is the age called the innovation and the creativity. We are living in the age of innovation and the creativity, and you find that every day there's a huge number of the innovations and the creative products are coming out. So this is the time, and we have to create the awareness among all the people. And if anything they discover, anything they design, anything they find out, anything they invent, and they should be aware of, they are to be aware of that how to register, how to protect, and they are to know what is the method of making the inventions on their own name. So this is the what we say, that there are certain laws and which are being protected. So in brief, this is called the in, intellectual property, intellectual property rights. One second. This is the yeah. This is what we say that in this context, this is called the intellectual property rights. No, see here, just for the sake of our understanding, can what are so far we have we come across with what is the intellectual property and what is the intellectual property rights and how to protect our intellectual property, and that we have discussed. So see that here again I am repeating the same word here. This is the result of the human intellect. This is the result of our brainchild. This is the result of our what we say that our thought process. It is the world is nothing but this is the result of our thinking process. So here these things can be our intellectual our what we say that ideas can be divided into the two parts. One is the literary and artistic work. Another one is the industrial property. What it is we are going to discuss in the coming areas. So here there are the different types of the intellectual property rights. First we discussed what is the property rights, and now we are making an illustration of are there any kinds of the property rights? Yes. And when we compare with when we compare to what we say that our physical properties, like this is the commercial property, this is the residential property, this is the gated community property, and there are the various kinds of the classification that have been done in our general land related issues. Similarly, is there any kind of, are there any such a kind of a classification regarding the property rights, intellectual IPRs? Yes, and that is classified in this form that is called the patents, trademarks, copyrights, and plant breeders, utility model designs, geographical indication, and trade secrets. All these intellectual property rights can be classified in patent mode, trademarks, copyright, plant breeds, and utility mode designs, that is called the industrial designs, geographical indication, and trade secrets. So let us check one by one what it is. So we may have heard a number of times, especially this become what we say that a buzzword of the 21st century. I mentioned that this is the 21st century is the era of innovation and creativity. Simply you examine. Simply you examine that you do have the your mobile. No, you have your mobile. See that when you have your mobile, just there is the I think that you it is visible. There is the WhatsApp. It has its own design. And suppose if you take the case of what we say that Instagram, Facebook, and all these things. If we take we know so many things, but we are not we do not pay that much attention to what really it is. Suppose examine that. Now the entire world is dominated by the ideas. The entire world is dominated by the ideas. The world and the organizations are demanding of such a kind of the people, those who are very much intellectual, those who are very much intelligent, creative, and problem solvers, not problem creators. Take the example of the Microsoft, IBM. I'm talking about the service companies, Microsoft, IBM, and recently, if you take the case of the TCS and the Infosys and Elon Musk's companies and Magza's companies, Jack Ma's companies, and there are the different types of the companies in the world, and Amazon, and you take the Flipkart and all these companies, and you take these big organizations, and what kind of the people they are getting recruited, what kind of the people they are hired. And most of the organizations of the world, they are needed very much, they are in the demand of, they are demanding for the sake of this intelligent and intellectuals, and who can be who may be very creative in their organizations. This is the one dimension. This is the one dimension. The second dimension is, since you are in the department of the commerce, the nature of the business has undergone a tremendous change. The nature of business, the nature of trade, the nature of commerce has undergone a tremendous and drastic change due to the technological eruptions and the innovations and inventions. Imagine that in 15 and 20 years back, in the 2005 or the 2010, during those times, if you want to start a small business, if you want to start a small business, you require huge capital, you require investors, you require people, you require the place. It is really the far away, it is a distance dream to start a own business for the lower and middle class people, those who is not having the business background. This was the scenario 15 20 years back. Most of the people from the various social classes, most of the people from various social strata and economic strata, even they did not dare to start this even small to the big businesses. Only a particular class of this section of the society were entitled to do the businesses. Means there is a social structure, there is a economic classification, there is a societal classification. Certain groups and the class of the people used to do the business. Why? There are so many limitations. there were so many limitations. The lower middle class and certain social status sectional people, they do not have the money, they do not have the property or the land, they do not have the backing, they do not have the, I'm talking of the past, they do not have the ideas how to make the development. This was the environment of the society, of economic environment used to exist 15-20 years back. Since at that time you need a lot of money, at the time you need a lot of social support, at the time you need a lot of land or the place and start your own business. Now all these patterns have been changed drastically and tremendously. This have been undergone drastically and tremendously. So there is a huge change. Now you do not need that much of the money. Now there is no barrier which social class you belong to. Now there is no barrier to which economic strata you belong to. Your poverty is not at all a barrier, because you need not have the huge amount of the money to start the business. You need not have the family background of the business to start. And only asset, only investment you need to have today is your brain, your ideas, your intellectual competency and capability and capacity is needed to start your own business. This is a drastic and a transformation in the business ideas and the business commencement. That is the reason why there is a huge number of the startups are emerging and coming up. This awareness is very much needed to everybody. This awareness is to be created among all our young guys. This awareness is very much essential, especially for the management and the commerce teachers, because not only to guide and lead our students and to make our self-guidance also. The avenues are broadening. I mentioned that here, what is the real investment that is needed? The real investment that is needed is your brain and your ideas. And to transform your brain and your night, to start your business, and you need only those big assets like one laptop, one chair, and one table. Like one laptop, one table, one chair you needed to start your own business. I'm not sharing these things in air. I'm not sharing all these things just for the sake of the motivating and without evidence. Since my university is located in the heart of the Gachibowli, where there is the Telangana software companies are located, especially the promotion Telangana government promoted, and the small to medium and the startups hub is the T hub is very closer to us. I happen to visit the so many startups, and I happen to meet regularly. We used to meet because this is the hub of the what we say that hub of the software companies and the service-based companies. And when I see that just the people used to come to our universities, since I worked as the placement officer for a long time, Manu, Maulana Azad National University, and there is an address will be displayed, and the big what we say that the big a beautiful, what we say that pamphlets by design, And they say that this is our company, sir, and we need that, this, and all these things. And once if we visit, and by seeing these names on the pamphlets and the brochures that are being provided by these organizations, and you imagine that at your homes, if you do not visit the organization, you feel that this is the, what a big aspect they are making. Once they visit their company, their organization, along with their brochure, how much a space and they start their startups and their companies, there are two tables, three chairs, two chairs, and two laptops, and this is the company. Even for an individual startup, and it does not require that much space. And even in this era of the online world, internet world, we can make so many things from our homes. So here, why I am mentioning all these things is because it is not the investments, it is your ideas which are ruling the world. So once if you designed a new thing, once if you develop a new thing through your brain, through your nurturing of your ideas, that is to be protected. I mentioned a few minutes back that is, you find a new pen, that your ideas are to be protected. That needs not to be a product. That needs not to be a product. That may be your idea also. That in future you may convert this idea into a product or whatever the way you want to be. But you can register your ideas and you can get an authority over your ideas in a more secured manner is called patent. In more secured manner to register with the government of India of your ideas is called your models or your ideas or your creative thoughts. If you safely keep registered in the government of India is called patent. You then, once if you registered your ideas, once if you registered your designs, once you register your models, and with the government, under the guidelines of the intellectual property laws, then you do only have the authority. Nobody can use it without your permission. The authority that is given to your ideas is called patent. Everybody can make from colleges also. A science teacher, a biology teacher can design some idea, and tomorrow somebody may copy their idea, but they can register it, patents. This is called the patents. Means registering your ideas, getting the legal authority over your ideas in future, which may give a financial benefit, which may give an intellectual benefit, which may provide a huge opportunity to wider utilization of your ideas after converting into what you want to. So that is the reason why now, especially the people, those who are in the intellectual professions like teaching, research, and so many aspects, that is being asked when you see the forms prepared by the UGC also, how many patents do you register on your name? So this is the, if somebody wants to use it, and it is to be, your permission must be taken by the other people. This is called the patent. And here, this is what we say that just I want, for the sake of all this august gathering of the intellectuals and the learners and the researchers are here. So for the purpose of our understanding, our academic understanding also, just I mentioned here, what does it mean in a definitive form? A patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention. A patent provides the patent owner with a right to decide how or whether the invention can be used by others. And this is called what we say that the patents. Are there any types of the patents? Now we are discussing the types of intellectual property rights. Under this intellectual property rights, we are discussing, we are having a discussion of the patents. And under patents, and we understand what is the patent, what is the need of everybody to register and to have the patents on their own name. We discussed, and irrespective, a physics teacher, a physics faculty may have a lot of ideas, a chemistry, a commerce, a management, a social scientist, and but there is no barrier at all of to your ideas. So there are the different, for the sake of our awareness, these patents can be classified in 2 to 3 types: utility patents, design patents, and the plant patents. The utility patents are, this is the a novel invention. Design patents are to protect the design and images created by you, like Mona Lisa painting. There are, we'll discuss in detail in the next slides. There are the plant patents that can be used for the sake of, there is the herbal plants, there are the Ayurvedic medicinal plants, there are the natural plants, there are the rare breeding plants, and these are used for the sake of various purposes. And we are using now herbal products are good for the health. Herbal medicine is good for the health. This XYZ oil is good for the health. This XYZ hair oil, if you use that and you do not fall and the hair will not be fallen. There are the various things and we come across and we use it. We observe it. So this is the kinds of the processes. This is the kinds of the types of the what we say that patents. The another kind of industrial property right is that is the copyright. What is where it can be applied the copyright? If you see the book, if you either the students or the researcher and even the teachers or the faculty and whomever you see that the book we are referring, there is the one small C in circle will be observed at the first or second pages of the book. The copyrights are reserved with authors. The copyrights are reserved with the publishers. The copyrights are reserved with the XYZ trust. The copyrights are reserved for XYZ mission. What does it copyright means? This is the right that is given to the author, and this copyrights can be applied, copyrights can be extended, and this is for the sake of the books, musics, paintings, sculptures, movies, computer programs, etc., advertisements also, etc. Let you take the example of 2 or 3 issues. Some author has written a good book. Can you copy? No. Now it is coming under plagiarism. Can you take the photo? Photo means can you scan your photo and use for your publication? No, because you are not the owner of that photograph. You are not the owner of that particular book. It is somebody else. It is indicated in your book. It is indicated the book in which you are referring. That copyrights are reserved with authors. Then what should I have to do? I should have to write for the publisher, or I should have to write for the what we say. I should have to write to author and to get the permission, and at the same time have to mention under that particular picture or photograph. This is the courtesy too. And probably you may have seen that is the copyrights. So many dubbing movies, dubbing cinemas, you observe that, and you may have here, you may have observed that the Tamil movie XYZ movie is purchased, copyrights have been purchased by Telugu cinema. And there is a ABC movie of Malayalam is purchased by XYZ in India. And please mute no. XYZ, please mute.
వాళ్ళ ఎవరో అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
XYZ company. And the Vande Matram, the music composed by A.R. Rahman is a copyright he is holding on it. So these are the various kinds of the issues that are involved in the copyrights. So another aspect is that is called industrial designs. I think that there is a refrigerator at your home, there is a TV at your home, there is a vehicle at your home. It may belong to various companies. You may have LG refrigerator, you have the Suzuki, what we say that Suzuki car, Honda bike, or a Honda Activa with you. Are they different? Are they having the different designs or not? Of course, they may be similar, but they do not have the similar technologies. Until and unless, without the permission of that particular company, and you could not copy that particular design. You could not copy the design. Even I think that you see the perfume bottles, even the perfume bottles. The design of the bottle also could not be copied by the other persons because it is designs exclusively belonging to that particular company. Tata, which is having the Nano, the unique product of the Tata. And the similarly other most of the companies, suppose if you take that and Suzuki company, there's a Maruti company, it has own its designs of the products. Godrej company, in the case of the furniture, and they have their own set of the designs of their furnitures. And once these industrial designs after you may observe it. The expos means trade expos, means exhibitions. All the companies they come and display their models of the cars of the future, but they may not have been under production, but they bring and they make the show off. This is their new designs that are coming to in the market. So this industrial designs, it may be article, it may be chairs, it may be 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, or 4-dimensional. And it is that industrial designs are one of the another intellectual property. The another one is that is called the geographical indications. What is this geographical indications? Most of the time, most of the times, that product reflects that particular area. That product reflects that particular area. Suppose take the Mangalgiri sarees example. Here I am giving the n number of the examples. Basmati rice, that is the area. Mysore silk, that reflects the area name. Mysore sandalwood oil, Mysore sandal soap, Mysore jasmine, and Swiss watches, and all these are the what we say that Tirupati Laddu, they have the patent, whether you believe it or not.
No.
Alfonso mango, all this what I am mentioning to Dharwad Pada, whether you see it or not. One of my colleagues is from Dharwad. Whenever he used to go to his native place Dharwad, he always brings a special pack of the sweet that is called the Dharwad Pada. On that particular packet, it is written that the rights are reserved for Dharwad Pada company. Dharwad is an area. Peda is a that is a sweet. So when your uh, your name represents that particular region, your product's names represents particular region. That is called the Guntur Mirchi, but it is not registered. But this is called what we say that geographical indications of that particular name. I think that yesterday, and you did have a session on the trade secrets. What is this trade secrets? How these trade secrets can be registered? Can we make the trade secrets to be registered? Let us see the examples of the trade secrets. See that there are so far nobody knows the you are drinking. We people generally we drink the beverages like the cool drinks and the hard drinks. When you take the Coca-Cola and the Pepsi-Cola, so far nobody knows, no government knows what is the formula of it. That formula is registered. That this is the trade secret. Any company do know, even they do not reveal it to the governments. And but even though it is revealed and it is protected under the trade intellectual property rights. So this is the what we say the trade secrets. And there is the business plans, manufacturing process methods, marketing plans, and unpublished promotional material, and the sales pricing, confidence sales pricing, cost data, algorithms, basic programming, what not. There is a big list. This is a small list that is given, and the Google's trade secret. I do not because it is not the session to go elaborately about these products, but I am sharing for the sake of an example only. What will be covered under the name of the trade secrets? The trade secrets is rights on confidential information which may be solid and licensed. Which may be solid and licensed. On all these areas, they have the license. No other people can use it, your products. No other person know the algorithms of the Google. Now the Google is the largest front-end software that is being used by the everybody, one of the leading search engines of the world. It becomes the household. How many of we know? How many of we know the architecture of the Google? How many of we know the what we say that algorithms used to be behind the Google and what the system, the IT system architecture they are being followed? This is the secret. There are other users also. There are other competitors also there. Yahoo is there. Microsoft's Bing is also there. There are other platforms are also there, but it is a user friend of a platform. It is offering so many products. Now we are using at present moment we are using the Google Meet. There is the Google Sheets. There is the Google Forms. There is the utmost and the most used Gmails. The competitors, even you and I do not know what is the success of their trade secrets. It is highly confidential. Similarly, I have given because all these things, all this, even if you know you could not copy it under the trade intellectual property rights, you will be punished. You will be accused without their permission if you start using it. The success of the Google in the software industry, the success of the Coke, they are having the competitive advantage over others is because of their trade secrets of the innovation. If you find that the continuous innovation process is taking place in Google in updating, upgrading, and catching, managing, maintaining their network. Examine Suppose if you want search for something, if you want search for some information, you do read some information and you want to search for some information, and you have taken the two keywords, and the two keywords are typed in Google search or Yahoo search or Bing search. Which search engine in a short span of the time will give the more and accurate information to you? I've been given the three platforms, three search engines names. There's the Hotmail also there, but three search engines have given. The Google occupies the first place to fulfill your needs of the search of the information with accuracy and exactness and quickness. This is their trade secret. Their success is that only. And how they do allow the other people to steal their secrets. So what is the protection? They got the protection in the laws, that is called the, what we say, that intellectual property laws. They registered. This is called the trade secrets. I think that a trademark, we know that a trademark, since the commerce people are very much aware of it, this the mark may be represented. It is not a line. Mark may be represented in any word, in any phrase, in any symbol, in any design, or a combination of all these things. Every organization in this world, they have their own trademark. Bajaj has his own trademark and the logo. Logo is other story. It may be design. And here I mentioned that Facebook, IBM, Ford, and Hyundai, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, and WhatsApp, Instagram, they are all having the thousands of patents they registered. Thousands of patents they registered. Thousands of intellectual property rights they do have. In trademarks, they registered a patent. In copyright, they have the patent. If you examine that, if any website, a paid website or any unpaid website, if you open that, you find that and copyrights are reserved. Even if you say that in Google Pictures, and there you find that copyrights are reserved. And in WhatsApp, there is a logo exhibits on the WhatsApp. There also the trademark is patented in the name of the WhatsApp. So these are the products of your intellectual designs. These are your ideas. This is the result of an human mind's visualization. Human mind's visualization that come into in the form of a design, a symbol, a product, a product, or a phrase, a word, a book, a music, an advertisement. So many ways it will be reflected. All these are nothing but a thinking man's visual response is called what we say that intellectual rights. So I think that I hope this is the length we discussed. I tried to create what we say that some a basic idea regarding this aspect of intellectual property rights and why it is needed, and what are the different types of the intellectual property rights, and who are the what are the bodies which are the intellectual more, and all these aspects I covered to the greater extent of my level best. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity with you, and I hope that most of we people belong to this intellectual professions, and we need we need to have this awareness, and hoping that in future we may have so many patents on our names too. Or else somebody may take the advantage of our hard work. Thank you very much to everybody.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and effective presentation on intellectual property rights, which includes changing environment of business, trade, commerce, and technology, and who is an intellectual, how educational institutions are producing these intellectuals through research, how an individual protect intellectual property through law, types of industrial property rights like patents, trademarks, copyrights, plant breeders' rights, utility model designs, geographical indications, trade secrets and trademarks, and how the entire world is dominating by these new ideas in this 21st century of innovation. Sir, your presentation is simple but thought-provoking. Thank you, sir, for spending your valuable time with us and for being with us. Thank you very much.
Any questions from students especially? And another my appeal is if anybody visits Hyderabad, and please visit our university also.
Okay,
It is a
sure,
beautiful
sure.
university located in the heart of the city, and it is not far away also. And please come and let us have a tea and snacks with us, and it will be more happy. And I do get an opportunity to spend some times with our university also. It is very beautiful university.
Thank you, sir, for your invitation. Thanks once again. Thank you.
Anything else?
Please, any query? Dear participants, please, any queries?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Nobody is there. Huh?
Yes. I invite Dr. D. Sudhakaraya, lecturer in commerce and the convener of this today national webinar, to propose vote of thanks for all the sessions.
Thank you, madam. Respected speakers, for this two-day national webinar on intellectual property rights, Professor M. Venkateswarlu, Mrs. M. Jyoti, and Dr. S.K. Kamaruddin, Dr. Sister Teresa Magade, the correspondent, Dr. Sister Shaini KP, the principal, Sister Aruna, the vice principal, all my dear colleagues and dear participants. On behalf of our JMJ College for Women, Tenali, and the organizing committee, I feel immense pleasure to express my words of gratitude to all of you who have spared your time from your busy schedule to join the webinars for 2 days. I extend my sincere thanks to our eminent speaker and my esteemed master and teacher, Professor M. Venkateswarlu, Chairman, BOS PG, Sri Venkateswara University, Tirupati, who spared his valuable time from his hectic schedule to grace this webinar with his extremely keynote address on intellectual property rights. He rightly enlightened us to focus on significance of intellectual property rights. He gave detailed lecture about why the intellectual property rights could protect, and he discussed regarding copyrights, trademarks, and industrial designs with the beautiful examples. Thank you, sir. I feel delighted to express my thanks to Mrs. M. Jyoti, Assistant Professor, working in Gayatri Vidya Parishad College, Visakhapatnam, for her splendid performance in presenting the topic intellectual property rights through PowerPoint presentation. She shared her knowledge regarding trade secrets with live examples. It was really enriching and got ample information on this topic. Thank you, madam. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. S.K. Kamaruddin, Assistant Professor, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University, Hyderabad, for spending his time and sharing his valuable knowledge with us. He gave detailed lecture regarding challenges of intellectual property rights. He explained different issues with practical examples related to present online world. He creates an awareness about what is patent and the need of patent and patent rights and types of patents and also copyrights, industrial design, trade secrets, etc. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful lecture. I express my deep gratitude to our dear correspondent, Dr. Sister Teresa Magade, for supporting us to organize this webinar. I extend my hearty thanks and special regards to our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Shaini, KP, the principal, for providing a lot of opportunities, support, guidance, and encouragement to organize this webinar. I would like to thank our Vice Principal, Sister Aruna, and Mrs. M. Aruna, the IQAC Coordinator, for their support and assistance. I extend my thanks to all other HODs and faculty members from different departments for their encouragement and support. I extend a deep sense of appreciation and thanks to all the participants who have allowed themselves to be live with us and attending the webinar with great enthusiasm and making this webinar very fruitful. Thank Dr. M. Sambasivudu, co-convener, and the organizing committee members, Dr. R. Nagajoti, M. Vanaja, and E. Sheila for their efforts to conduct this webinar. I also express my special thanks to Dr. R. Nagajoti for her suggestions and support to smooth running of this webinar successfully. Finally, I would like to acknowledge and thank all my colleagues and the technical engineers, Mr. Murali and Mr. Ravi, for their technical support and helping us to host our webinar online and using YouTube Live. And I thank all who have given their cordial cooperation. I request all of you to express my personal feelings regarding my teacher. Thank you all. I am proud to say that I was the first research scholar who submitted a PhD thesis under the able guidance of Professor M. Venkateswarlu. He has encouraged me a lot and given freedom to complete thesis within the stipulated time. Not only in my studies, but in personal life also. At every stage, he has given instructions and moral support to go ahead. Sir, you are everything for me in my past life, and even today, I hope our relationship will continue the same.
ఆయన ఉన్నారా?
I will be ever grateful to you in the future also for your support, guidance in my career and personal life. I can't express my feelings in words, but I only say a word thanks. Once again, I thank you all for making this two-day national webinar a very effective and successful. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Some instructions. Before winding up the webinar, here an announcement to all of you. We are going to send the feedback form within 2 hours to your registered mail ID. Please fill the feedback form, and after the submission of the feedback form, you will receive an e-certificate within 1 or 2 days. If you have any issue in receiving the certificate, please mail to us. Once again, I thank you all for participating in this webinar and listening to us patiently. Thank you one and all.
Let us close the session అని చెప్పండి. Thank you, Anandar. Let us close the session. Thank you. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్, కంగ్రాచులేషన్ సార్, బాగా చెప్పారు, బాగా
ఎమోషనల్ అయిపోయినారుగా.